Now, there was recently a clip of Joe Biden meeting with the Prime Minister of Israeli Prime Minister. I guess that's who he was. It looked like Joe Biden had dozed off, and it does look like he dozed off. It does. I saw the clip in its entirety. He's sitting there looking at the guy, then he puts his head down, and he doesn't look back up, and it just...
Chapter in the beautiful story of the friendship between our two nations, the United States of America and the Jewish and democratic state of Israel, both of us who seek to do good.
And his eyes closed. You don't do shit like that when people are talking to you. It makes you look sleep. All the defenders of Biden come out. Motherfucker, I know when people take people out of context. I got a little bit of experience in that regard. I've been taken out of context a lot. They'll take this show, for instance, what I said in the beginning, and apply it to someone that wasn't even mentioned until a half an hour later. So I know how this works. And it's not a Republican or a Democrat thing. It's a scumbag thing. It's a sleazebag thing. Both Republicans and Democrats do it. They did it to Donald Trump when Donald Trump was asked a question specifically about MS-13. They took his remarks about MS-13 and applied it to all Mexicans crossing the border.
We have people coming into the country or trying to come in. We're stopping a lot of them. But we're taking people out of the country. You wouldn't believe how bad these people are. These aren't people. These are animals.
Thank you. There could be an MS-13 gang member I know about. If they don't reach a certain threshold, I cannot tell ICE about them.
We have people coming into the country or trying to come in. We're stopping a lot of them. But we're taking people out of the country. You wouldn't believe how bad these people are. These aren't people. These are animals.
And it's the same thing to Obama when Obama was talking about how these entrepreneurs and people who make billions and millions of dollars become very rich, that if it wasn't for the infrastructure around them, the bridges, the roofs, the highways, the electrical grid, all the things that the rest of us pay for, they wouldn't have the opportunity to be rich. And he said, you didn't build that all yourself. He wasn't talking about their business. He's talking about all the infrastructure.
If you got a business, that you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen. If you were successful, somebody along the line gave you some help. There was a great teacher somewhere in your life. Somebody helped to create this unbelievable American system that we have that allowed you to thrive. Somebody invested in roads and bridges. If you got a business, that you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen.
But they took that out of context and used that. So I know a little bit of thing about trickery, about how people take clips and manipulate them, and there's really no way to fight against it. You have to rely on our better angels and people to do a little bit of research. But as it pertains to Joe Biden, the guy actually looked like he went to sleep. It's no taking out of context. If he doesn't put his head down for 15 seconds and not look up, then no one would make that correlation. Someone's talking in a monotone voice and he drops his head and he closes his eyes. I mean, of the narratives that have been put together and fabricated, this one took the least amount of work. What I'm saying is, don't lecture me about Joe Biden. Joe Biden's been getting a pass since he got in. The only thing that pushed back on Joe Biden on is ending a war that we should have never been in that he voted for.
Most news shows are suspect. They don't focus on black issues, and when they do, it's all fluff. How does that help your life? How does that help your family? How does that help the culture? They don't. The Tim Black Show is different. Tim Black gives you news for people who can't stand the news. Real, authentic, researched, entertaining. On point. Don't let nobody take your cornbread. Visit www.timblacktv.com today. Get black breaking news, politics, and culture from someone you can trust. TimBlackTV.com. Join us today.